Welcome to another movie review. Uh, this one's going to be for A Wrong Turn. This is my second movie review now, so if you can count, that's one past one. If you liked my first movie review, which was A Promising Young Woman, then you'll probably like this one. I don't really know. They're completely different movies. But if you like the review, leave a like, comment, subscribe, I guess. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. But somebody told me that if you say that and like if you tell people to like, comment, subscribe, they're more likely to like, comment, and subscribe. So I thought I'd throw it in because the whole point of this channel is for me to stop. Eventually, I won't have to buy movie tickets if I get a big enough following that about my movie reviews. Like people are like, oh, well, just send him a ticket to review it because it'll help sales. So, anyways, A Wrong Turn. It's like a horror movie. I had no idea what it was about. I just went to the movies and I looked up reviews, and I didn't actually go to the movies. I just pirate them because it's a pandemic. But I just looked up current movies, and one of them was A Wrong Turn. It's got like 65% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know who the director is because it doesn't matter because the movie wasn't. Okay, this is the. By the way, we're gonna go full spoiler. After I'm gonna give like a quick review, and the review is like for a horror movie, it's all right. As in like, it's the most unpredictable, predictable movie you will ever watch, but it's not worth actually paying attention to. Like, do what I did and just text somebody throughout the whole movie and just like kind of pay attention. That's the way to watch this movie. You're not actually. I think if you were to actually like pay attention to the movie, you'll enjoy it less than I did. Because for me, it was like only halfway getting my attention, and it was like a pretty decent movie. In terms of like, I think horror movies are like probably the worst type of movie. Like maybe comedy, but like I think we're talking about like both comedy and horror movie are both completely ridiculous. Like horror movie and comedy movies are like basically the same movie. Like they're both just playing off like what's not expected. So like one of those two are the worst type of movie, and I think probably horror movies worse than, I don't know, like a good horror movie is like an okay movie, but like a good comedy is great. So it's okay. I'd watch it again. I probably wouldn't watch it again, but it was worth the watch the first time. So there you go. That's the movie review. Thumbs up. Thumb in the middle. Thumb in the middle movie. Now we're gonna get into what's wrong with the movie. I think the biggest problem with the movie is that like I couldn't tell you a single character's name, and I know that you're gonna say like, well, you just said that you weren't paying attention to the movie. I was paying attention enough to the movie to know that the characters were just characters. There was just the black guy, the white girl that's the main character, the white girl that's the nurse, the white douchebag, the gay Asian, the other gay guy. Like that was their characters. It didn't matter what their names were. They were just to fill the role, I guess. Like they were just they were just supposed to be liberals. That was like that was the group. It was like, let's just all be a liberal, and then that'll be cool. Let's be a liberal walking through the Appalachians or whatever mountain range they were walking through. It was pretty, which is dumb because like, okay, I'm gonna say it. They were kind of dicks, dude. That old man in the bar walks up to them and he's just like, "Oh, what are you guys doing there?" And they just roast him. They're just like, "Oh, well, you're old, smelly, kind of ugly, bald, probably uneducated." Like, you know what? I think I would send him on some sort of uh, death hike too, if I'm being honest. Like, yeah, he's a little bit racist, and I guess the two gay people thought, "Oh, well, if we show that we're gay, we're gonna be killed." And in all, I guess in their defense, they were killed. But the movie left it pretty ambiguous as to whether or not the tree falling on them was actually an accident or not. I mean, obviously okay, well, I guess, okay. I was just rambling there. We're going to forget that I rambled, okay? Because this is all off the cuff. I'm not cutting this. This is Rod's Rambling Review. That's what I'm going to title this. Triple R. Obviously, the tree falling, it was not an accident because they allude to like people standing outside the tent or standing by their car. So obviously these mountain folk are after him. But then the same mountain folk pull the white dude out of a hole and they're gonna just walk him down the hill. Are they lying about that? They don't show any evidence that he's lying. So who was after them? Because you find out later in the movie that it's not the Deliverance people. The Deliverance people are not the ones after him, because the Deliverance is the one that saves them at the end. They come up there with their guns and their hillbilliness, and they save them from the not racist mountain community. I don't even know what to call them. Like the pre-World War II community that like has somehow no cancer and they have just no issues. It's ridiculous. It's such a ridiculous premise. That's what gets me. It's like the premise is so stupid. And it's like to assume the court scene is when I started not liking the movie. It's also actually when I also started liking the movie. Because the court scene, you see like, oh wow, this is a secret society. And like they're actually a little bit civilized. You think that, oh, they're having a trial for this man. That's pretty civilized, but it's just a sham trial because like they're like, if you talk, we're gonna kill y'all. The only one who can talk is like this girl, because I guess the white girl has the most morals because she was like, killing is wrong, even though like yeah they were carrying me away on a stick in a big furry grass deer skull costume, yelling at me in some sort of weird tongue. Like everything kind of points to them being the murderer, especially when it's like that white girl was the one that said, hey, there was somebody outside the tent. I think where'd all their phones go? That was never explored. Who took their phones? Like it left a lot of unanswered questions. I guess the mountain people took their phones because they had the RV, and then like the RV showing up at the end. Like what are these people? The richest people in the world? All of a sudden they just find her because she's pregnant, or they have like a GPS on the baby. That made absolutely no sense. Another point that made no sense is white girl becomes Katniss Everdeen in 6 weeks. She's missing for 6 weeks, being some sort of like concubine to the leader, and she just becomes like the best fighter of all time in this fictional world. Like, dude, 6 weeks is not that long of a time. Like, do you put it in this way? I've been in scout camp for 14 days, and like at the end of scout camp, I didn't learn anything. I just learned how to I didn't learn anything. So you're telling me just 3 times as long I could have been the world's greatest archer? It's absolutely ridiculous. It's just straight up preposterous to even to assume that. Like, there's just so many other ways you could have taken that. I mean, like, I guess you're trying to make a strong female character, but like it's really not the movie for that. And then like throwing the dad in, you can't both have the dad save her and not save her. It just doesn't work. So that part doesn't work for me. But at the end of the day, it's an okay movie. I don't know if anyone's watching this. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, like, I don't know. What was the best scene of the movie? I couldn't even tell you. The only scene I remember is like the dumbest scene of the movie is when they're all running down the hill with the tree falling them. Like trees rolling down the hill. There's like a million trees that you would just like, I would assume if you see a tree rolling at you and there's like a million other trees around, you would just hide behind a tree. But no, they just keep running down the hill, I guess, in this weird straight line path where there's no trees, so that this rolling log can just keep rolling and chasing them until it crushes one's head against something. And also, like, that guy broke his finger. Also, the plot about the white dude leaving his white girlfriend was stupid. Like, he made some good points sometimes, and like, where did she go? She just walked off to pee. She thought that was like a good idea, like not tell anybody. It's just that's all. That's all I gotta say. Watch the movie or don't. It doesn't bother me. Sure, it will bother director though. The director.